Hey, this video is sponsored by PCBway. More on them later. All right, guys, time for another video. Today, we're going to be talking about Busbars. These are the Busbars that we're using for LEV60 cells. These are lithium iron phosphate batteries, 74 amp hours, right? They can do a lot of amps. So we have these Busbars that we made, and then we have a whole top bus bar that also, it arranges all the balance leads into a connector so that you can easily connect your BMS, right? Those are already shared open source so that you can download them. And I think most of them we're selling on our website. But the ones that we haven't are these, the individual just bus bars that go in there, right? We have two versions. The 43 millimeter version is for you to put the cells end to end like this, and then the 55s allow you to put them side to side. So depending on how you want to arrange your batteries, it will dictate how or which size, right? The 55 or the 44. So here it is what they look like. Here is what they look like side to side. This is an aluminum one that I was trying out, and it turns out that it doesn't do as good as I wanted to, so I went back to using 2 ounce. But you can order these in 1 ounce or 2 ounce, right? And then you can also order them different thicknesses. So I've ordered these in a very thin thickness, half of the original thickness here. I don't remember exactly what's the thickness, but the reason why I did that is because we're building batteries that are made for car audio, and those guys want to push these batteries to the max, like 600 amps, right? And so in order to get the 600 amps, you have to layer them up. And so you will run out of bolt here, right? You only have that much, essentially, that much thickness. And so each one of these ones will do, at 1 ounce, will do 50 amps, right? So you have to do like 6 layers. But at 2 ounce, then they do 100 amps, so they'll do 600 amps. And so that's why we're doing that this way, right? But it all depends on what your usage is going to be for these batteries. And so up until now, you couldn't just buy them individually. And so now we're putting up on our website individually so you can buy them and then you can use them as you see fit in your build, because these are like Legos. You can build all kinds of things, right? So let's go see in the drawing program, and I'll show you what I did there. All right, and here's the 12-volt version that I was talking about. These, what people are doing, are using them in car audio. They're loading these up to 600 amps, right? Not consistent, not continuous, but peaks, and even more, down to like 800 amps, right? These will do it for a few seconds, right? So when they're having their music playing really loud and they have a lot of amps, they can pull quite a bit of power. Now, this right here, what you're seeing, it's a new version that I'm working on for a 24-volt version of this, right? A battery, so 8 cells, and they're all in series. Now, this one, you might not pull 600 amps. So you could, maybe there are some applications, maybe you put this in a go-kart, maybe you put this golf cart, maybe, and if your golf cart can pull 600 amps, then you might need that, right? But for the most part, people are going to be using 24 volts with some inverter, 1,000, 2,000 watts, or even 3,000 watts. That's only like a couple hundred amps. These will do with like a single one of them. So there's different uses for these things, right? But you could use all these parts interchangeably here. And so that's the reason why we're offering them, right, or on their own. Here, what you got is the 55 version, the 55 millimeter version. And this one, I put at 1 ounce here, right? But you could order it 2 ounces. And so there's little things that poke out. And so that's why those cuts are there, right? And so it's only on the positive side, but you never know when you're putting in here. You might be positive here and then negative there or whatever. So depends on how you orient the packs, then you're gonna need that in there. Now these vias right here, all these tiny little holes are vias, and that will connect the upper layer, right? It's got a layer of copper on this side, and then it's got another copper layer on the bottom here. Well, all those little holes are connecting the top layer to the bottom layer, right? That way it becomes one piece that will connect from this to here. So now you're using both layer, and that will allow you to use multiple layers of this. And so the layers that are in between. So if you put a second one up here on top, for example, right? So this layer might not be touching the bolt or the nut. And so that's why you need these little vias connecting the top layer of one bus bar to the bottom layer of that same bus bar. So that, and all of these layers are conducting power from here, from this side to that side. And that's the reason why those are there. Right, and in earlier versions I didn't have those, so I started putting them on, and so that's why I hadn't shared them. Now that they're done, and I think we're there to, you know, the design is figured out. These have been working. We've been shipping them out. Nobody's ever reported a problem with these. These are working. So there you go. They're going to be available open source on our website, jack35.com, and also at PCBway.com. This is this video sponsor right here. These guys are amazing. They sponsor a lot of my videos, and I've made a lot of these designs available open source, which means that what you can do here is you can come and then you can order them from them directly from the PCB makers, the shop in China. And so you cut me out of the whole deal, right? And so you will get them for a cheaper price. And so you can order a bunch of them. You're ordering like 100 of these because you want to build a giant thing. It might be cheaper for you to just order 100 of them here. And you go to this, click on the link. I'll have a link for both the 55 and the 43 millimeter version of this. And then you just come in here and then you add it to the cart, right? And then you pick a few of these things, like you pick how many layers, and then like the thickness, right? So the ones this is the standard 1.6 millimeter, and those ones that I've been showing you are 0.8 millimeter. And I think it doesn't change the price. Let me see, does it change the price? It doesn't change the price. So you could order these thinner ones that allows you to put twice as many in the same space, the same thickness, right? And so if you are gonna stack them up because you need a lot of amperage, then get the thinner ones. Also, when you're shipping this stuff from China, shipping these thinner ones will cost less because they weigh less. So you can ship twice as many copper, right, for the least amount of or the same amount of money, kind of thing, right? And so you can choose them in different colors if you wanted to. There's all kinds of options here. There's not to, oh, here's the ounce, right? The board, the copper, right? So it's if you can fit them in there, you don't need like high current, then you can get them at 1 ounce. I think it will change the price here. Let me see. So you add it. Woo! Okay, so that went a lot because you changed it, right? But as you're ordering more, this is only for 5 units, right? So once you start going up, then this becomes less a drastic change, right? And so yeah, if you're ordering quite a bit of them, you could order in 2 ounce. If you're ordering just a few of them, then just stay with 1 ounce and then just order more, right? What will happen? 159. Look at that. From going from 2 ounce to 3 ounce, it's not much. Oh, look at that. Oh, you can't go 4 ounce. Okay, so you could even get there. If you're gonna order a bunch of them, just order 3 ounce. Now you will pay more shipping because the copper is heavier, and so you know, if you get 100 of 1 ounce as opposed to 100 of 3 ounce, right? Then if it's the same thickness, then it will be, these will cost more to ship because there's more copper in there. So anyways, this is PCBway. Support them. They're my only channel sponsored in the YouTube channel here, and these guys do great. They help. There's a full community here you can buy, and you can go and check all my other designs. All right, so there you go. There is the Busbars finally available. I know I said I would make these available long ago, months ago, and finally I'm getting around to do it. So there you go. So starting today, you can go and download those, and you can order those directly from the PCB makers yourself, so you can save some money. Okay, thank you. We'll see you guys on the next video. See you. Bye.